Welcome to Trinity Continuum Aeon, everyone. I am your story guide, Josh Heath. I am joined by a wonderful cast of folks who will be playing along with us, and we're going to jump in and get started. So, you all have been invited by the Trinity, by the Aeon words. It is 11 o'clock at night, folks, and I am raring to go. The Aeon Trinity has called all of you together to investigate something for them. You are all scions, powerful human beings who have been enhanced by going through the Prometheus Chambers. Prometheus Chambers being a system where you are your noetic or your psychic energy is enhanced to the degree that you are capable of doing great feats that are superhuman but completely human, all at the same time. So you have been invited by the Aeon Trinity to come to one of their bases in New York City. New York City is part of the FSA, or the fascist states. I should say the Federated States of America. You are all here on passports from different places, and effectively your only place that you are allowed to go is the headquarters of the Aeon Trinity here in New York. You are sitting in a conference room, and if we could go around the room and just do a quick, hi, this is who I am as a player and who I will be portraying, that would be very helpful. Let's start with Terry. Why don't you give us your name and character name?
Hi, Mage fans. This is Terry Robinson from Mage the Podcast. And this evening I will be playing Jean-Marie Matenda, who is a off-world colonist who is quite fond of zero G. I spend the entire time in my chair being like, because the gravity and the fascism apparently has me feeling oppressed in multiple senses of the words. And my keynote is I survive things and I can apparently teleport, and I'm super jazzed to do that and not generate paradox, because this system literally doesn't have it. So any other keynotes that I should include? I'm a strong, independent Tuareg woman who don't need no mother planet, I think is kind of my MO for this.
Yeah, sounds good. Conrad.
Hello, I'm Conrad. I'll be portraying Talos Medina. I grew up, or was born into, and then grew up in the lowest dregs of society, the pit. But I was rescued from that, and since then have really come to appreciate the open air and freedom. And in doing so, I've become a paramedic and taken that to the next tier and become a paramedic. So I'm a healer and then a supernatural healer on top of that. My description says, you're the toughest mother fracker, or fracker, this side of the colonies. Fracker. Yeah. So that's me.
Very good. And Scott.
Hi, my name is Scott Cuban. I'll be playing Alejandro, a man of Hispanic descent, but like my proxy, I consider myself more a citizen of the cosmos. I am a clairsentient. That means I am weird and I know things that I shouldn't know and see things that I shouldn't see, and in places where I am generally not supposed to be, but am supposed to be in a cosmic sense. So I'm here to solve riddles and figure out mysteries and just generally figure out what the universe wants us to do.
Awesome. And Rodney.
Hey, I'm Rodney Thornton. I'm playing Mary Mercer, and she is a young white woman who has gotten to where she is because of her name, right? But that doesn't define her, right? She is a strong-hearted, strong-headed woman, and she gets what she wants in any way she needs to take care of it.
Awesome. And I, again, am Josh Heath, the story guide for this evening. You can find me on Werewolf the Podcast, Mage the Podcast, and lots of things that end with the podcast. But I am really excited to be playing Trinity Continuum and Trinity Continuum Aeon. This is one of my favorite games of all time, favorite sets of games. So let's hop into this. And You are in this conference room in the offices of the Aeon Trinity, and you are meeting with Tanya Peterson, who is the representative for the Aeon Trinity, specifically who works with lunar issues. So she has got you in this conference room, and she has a PowerPoint going behind her. She clicks it, and it's a hollow PowerPoint, so it's at least somewhat more interesting than a traditional PowerPoint, but not by much.
It still has like the stupid transition effects, like
Yes.
it fades out, but in like 3D.
This
Like,
is PowerPoint 2077 or something.
Okay.
So
This is why it's a horror game.
welcome to the future.
Good old corporate horror.
So she clicks the PowerPoint, and there's a picture of the moon. And then she clicks it again, and she says, back during the Aberrant era, there was a set of documents stolen from the Aeon organization at the time, and it was brought to the moon and hidden there. She clicks again, and you see just a display of the colony of Luna. She says, the bad news is wherever they hid it, where we pinpoint where they hid it, is directly underneath the colonies. She clicks again, and then it zooms in even farther. And she said, even worse, we believe it's in the pit. Click. And there's a description, a demographic description of the pit. The pit is the colloquial name for the downside of Luna, the extreme downside, and an artifact of earlier eras that has been flooded with all of the, to put it nicely, the dregs of lunar society, the people that have been dismissed, left aside, ignored, those that are low G, that have issues with full gravity, are mostly in that area. Making things worse, she clicks again, there is aberrant activity that's been detected there. And it's a map that just has signatures of quantum flux signatures throughout the entire region, that they're like, we're pretty sure this is where the items have been buried. But she kind of circles the region with a red dot laser. This is a 2 square mile zone. That's as close as we can identify where it is. It's the worst part of Luna you can imagine. There's definitive aberrant signatures that have been detected there. She turns off the PowerPoint, and we don't know for sure how safe it will be for you to go. But as is normal procedure, you will be paid very well for taking on this mission, and you will be granted resources that you may find helpful in the future. You will
get space money?
You will have credit with the Aeon Society to
Nice.
assist us.
We get paid in a one shot.
So, what
Miss
questions you have?
Tanya, was it?
Yes.
What do these documents have that pertains to, the Trinity in itself? How does it help advance our
These are documents that go back to the very beginning of the Aeon Society, back to the 1920s when Max Mercer created the society. These are very important, and now that we have located them, we must retrieve them.
I see.
Why us?
Good question.
Because we are the people who are needed for this. Often it can be in no other way.
Alejandro has the right of it. We were told by a clairsentient that you would be the 4 that would be the most appropriate to be chosen for this mission.
Stupid clairsentience.
And has the clairsentient told you anything else about the future of this mission?
No, it's obscured, we believe, because of flux energy.
The tainted ones tend to muddle the timelines.
What's a changed one?
The aberrants.
Got it. Someone stole some documents. Future pod people said that we were the right people, so we're going to do it because we're the good guys.
You've got the right of it.
So how do we get there? Or is this a stupid thing because the teleporter just asked that question? Or like, she's like double finger snap, point to me.
Right. She looks at you a little quizzically and goes, well, you can take a shuttle or a transport if you want, or you could just go there.
Okay. How do we get back psi points? Is this quintessence? Like, how precious do we need to be with that?
You need to be careful with it.
Okay, cool.
Your psi rating, you get psi points back in your psi rating roughly every 10 minutes of game time.
So you don't need to be that careful with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
got it. So I could be like, boop, and we'll be good. It's not like one of those things where it's like, we're taking the bus because it's cheaper. I don't care if it takes twice as long to get to your grandmother's. Okay.
No, you can definitely teleport and then hopefully have 10 minutes of calm afterward and get back psi points.
And we are all human.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So for a mere 3 psi points, I can be like, boop, beep.
Yes.
And okay, got it. Remove environmental barriers. What the heck does that mean?
You can remove environmental barriers.
Hey, is that rock there? No, it's not.
Yep.
Got it. I didn't know if it's one of those things like, they lock the gate on the moon. You need to spend extra psi points to get through it.
Well,
No.
that could be potentially an issue if any of the airlocks or anything like that are closed.
Oh, awkward. But I imagine, are there like teleportation points or like it's courteous to bloop, bleep from here to here? That's my
Yes.
official teleportation noise, by the way.
Understood. And so any of the places you would be able to jump to are not going to be in downside. They're going to be much further up in Luna's hierarchy of locations.
Okay. So there's almost literally a social ladder in this case where the further underground you are. So the moon was colonized and they used lava tubes so no one would die. And that became the crappy old area. And that's where we shove the pores.
Exactly.
And
Okay.
generally teleportation works on it's not a matter of distance, it's how familiar you are with the location you're going to.
Mhm.
Okay. So correspondence. Got it.
So Jean-Marie has been to Luna before, but never to the parts of Luna that you are headed to.
Got it. Now, looking over the dots I have, so I have Transportal 3. Does that imply that I have Transportal 1, 2, and 3? Or is this something where it's only individual ones? Okay.
No, you have 1, 2, and 3.
Nice. Cool beans.
And those effects in the book, as you're looking at them,
Mhm.
are suggestions. Don't view
Oh.
those as hard and fast rules. If
Okay.
there is something that you feel like you can do within the scope of that ability, then we can talk about it and go from there.
Nice. So am I missing the obvious thing of unless we want to do some research first, we bloop, bleep on over to there, or?
That's my question to all of you. Is
Okay,
anyone
cool.
going to do any sort of research on the area, particularly maybe Talos?
I was going to ask just how this location pertains to where I'm from specifically.
So it's actually only 2 neighborhoods over from where you grew up, which is known as New Juarez. And you're about, like I said, about 2 neighborhoods from this zone. So probably 3 or 4 miles away. But in this area of Luna, that's a huge distance in that normally people, unless they're like going upside, don't travel that far. Particularly, you don't travel that far in the pit usually.
Do you explain to us that you're from this area?
Oh yeah, I'll certainly do so. And I do have
Well-
safe house as an edge. So am I
Well,
keeping a safe house in the pit?
You could, yes.
Okay, I'll do that. So
Miss-
then I'll explain that I have a safe house there.
Mr. Medina, if you can describe this place to me, I can attempt to sense its location, and then, in conjunction with Mr. Monteda, I can convey. I can show his. We can form a link to the place. and he can teleport us to there directly.
So what you're describing, what Scott's describing, is creating a noetic connection between each of you,
We just
which
met.
could be done as easily as holding hands. And you all effectively are going to join your psi powers together to go exactly where you want to go, because Talos has a familiarity with the place, and you are spreading out that knowledge and using each other's psi noetic connections to go there.
This has an advantage, is that no one will see us coming and going.
I feel like we should do some homework on this first. Is there like arbitrary research roll we can do to be like, aha, I'm not going to be taken utterly by surprise by this? Are there like moon rats we have to worry about? I don't know how the future works.
There are absolutely gangs and things like that in the area.
Moon gangs? That's amazing.
There's particularly one very large gang who Talos would know right off the bat. So let me get their name again real quick. The Vor V Zakone. I think it's Vor V Zakone.
The VVZ.
Yeah, the VVZ.
So I also would kind of want to reach out, I think, to see if there's any people I grew up with that might still be living in the area.
Okay, so one of the things that you can do is you have path contacts. These are people that you know from various of your paths that you have. One of the story path system focuses is that connection to those. So what you're doing right now is calling on your history as a street kid to see if you have a particular contact back at home. Okay. Yes, you do.
Will you name this contact, or am I to name this contact?
You may name the contact if you would
Okay.
like.
Any input from the group? Might know the names better than me.
If we're looking, well, if for information, like maybe like a local journalist from that covers that area, has a plucky journalist name. I don't know.
Let's see.
Like J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh yeah, something like that. You know.
Let's go with Miguel O'Hara then. That's a Spider-Man 2099 reference for
Oh boy.
Nice.
I had gone to the Mormon baby name generator, and Gracelyn Osterly was the first name I came up with, and I like yours better.
Yeah, Miguel O'Hara is the character that you know, who is a plucky journalist who does different pieces on the gangs and residents of this particular area. So is both liked and disliked, depending on who he's talking.
Can you define gang? Is this like gang like Little Rascals or more like Sinaloa drug cartel?
The VVZ is effectively like FARC.
Oh, well, okay. They're fighting for independence of the moon?
Yeah, they're a little less independency and a lot more we're smuggling cocaine or
space cocaine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Question for my path contact. I have the Minister of Lunar Defense.
Correct.
Am I able to call them up and see what kind of gang activity has been in the area recently?
You may. Would you like to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's run that scene real quick.
For sure.
So this is let's see. This is Lin Wu.
Hello, Lynn. This is Mary Mercer speaking.
Oh yes. How can I help you, Miss Mercer?
We have recently been deployed on a mission to Luna near the pits, and I was curious. You being the Minister of Lunar Defense, would probably have information on the criminal and other dangerous activities going on in the area. I can't speak too much on the mission, but I would love to know the layout of the area, or layout of activity in the area.
Let me tell you the official story. There are no criminal activity within the the underside of Luna. There are only well-organized community groups that are focused on protecting and ensuring the stability of lunar society on all levels.
Absolutely. And I completely understand. However, theoretically, right, if you were to protect against these certain kinds of criminal organizations, how would you go about doing it, and in what areas?
If these organizations, these community organizations, were involved in things that were unpleasant,
Yes.
we would put field agents in key places to keep an eye on their activities and report back to us. And those agents, if they were to exist, would probably tell us something to the effect of they have been organizing, and we believe that they are, theoretically, of course, speaking, dealing with some severe issues related to different sorts of gas emissions, and there's an active aggression. There would be, if this was true, an active aggression against other neighborhoods within the underside, the underworld, as you would, of Luna's society. So it is a very hostile space in this theoretical Luna that we have just discussed.
I completely understand, but that's why they make you the Minister of Defense, so that you can combat these theoretical plans before they even happen, and you are.
Yes, and we recently did deploy, this is official, did deploy the Legion to the area outside of that area of Luna's surface to deal with an aberrant threat. Now, of course, the aberrant threat has been contained and removed. However, I would certainly be careful to ensure that if in this theoretical state, of course, that there were no additional aberrant activity in the area.
Oh, absolutely. That is what we will be going there to verify and ensure as well. Part of our mission is not only helping you keep Luna safe, but in helping ensure that there's no future activity.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're interested in protecting Luna and that our theoretical discussion is helpful to you.
In theory, I give you great thanks for the information.
Have a wonderful day.
You as well.
Was that a phone call, or was that like a future hologram thing?
That was a phone call.
Okay.
A lunar to Earth phone call, as it were.
There is no war in Bossing Say.
Yes.
Exactly.
What was just said?
So Mary would probably head, if we were all in a conference room, she would probably approach Jean-Marie, being the other woman there, in confidence, and tell her what's going on with Luna and what about the area, and also probably pull in Talos in the conversation, because he has the know-how, the layout of the land.
But you're specifically not telling Alejandro.
Not trying to avoid it, but more so like when you sort of gravitate towards people, to kind of establish like where you're at. Yeah.
Clearly established favorites. That's good.
Sorry.
That's fine. I just like the part of the call where essentially someone got in a fight because someone farted in a bar, because that's how I interpreted a unsolicited gas emission causing aggression. So your house farted, gang war. Good thing that some things haven't changed in the future. But okay, so you lean in towards me and I'm like, what do you think about these gravthusiasts who are addicted to their precious, obvious orientation in space? It makes me not trust them.
Yeah. I can completely understand that. But even though you don't trust them, I guarantee they have information that can be valuable to you.
They have money, and that's what the colony needs, and that is why I am here. You have your higher purpose, grandson of the founder. I have people that need food, space food, made of undisclosed materials, because I am not familiar enough with this setting.
What do you mean grandfather with the founder?
Your
I'm sorry?
surname's Mercer. I assume you're a descendant of Max Mercer.
100%. One of my edges is covert.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. I'm like, I must have confused you for a different granddaughter
Yeah.
of Max Mercer. I'm sorry for being overly assertive. This is an air I have to have on to deal with the fact that sexism is alive and real in the future and in space.
Okay.
For nepotism?
Is that an uncomfortable laugh or a comfortable laugh, Josh? I just need some bumpers.
I was a bit in the middle of both of
Okay,
those.
good. That's what I shoot for. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Talos. I haven't decided if it's Talos or Talos. I apologize.
No, either.
Okay.
I kind of thought Talos, but like
Yeah, I think Talos
Whatever.
makes sense.
everything rolls off my back. So
All right. So you were kind of involved in this conversation as well as you have your own contact. Are you going to reach out to that person after this conversation's kind of happened around you?
yeah, absolutely. Especially where the Legion is being deployed directly outside, like in between. So if it's two neighborhoods over, then the neighborhood next door to New Juarez. So
Yeah.
oh, the Legion's being deployed. So yeah, I'll make this a public call as well. Say it.
I got you on speakerphone.
Yeah. So I'll announce that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
Just so you know, all these strangers are listening in.
Yeah.
right.
This is being streamed.
Yeah.
All right. So Miguel O'Hara picks up and he's like, "Hello, this is Miguel."
Miguel, Talos.
Talos, it's been so long. It's good to hear from you.
So long. Listen, I'm actually going to be coming back to New Juarez very soon. Almost instantaneous, if I'm understanding Jean Marie's powers here correctly. So I was just calling to get kind of the scoop. What's going on? I heard the Legion's being
Oh,
deployed.
you do not want to come down here right now, bud. Look, let me put it this way. There is the VKZ the VVZ are rolling into the neighborhood. The Legion and the police have literally been fighting it out on the streets, not counting the supposed sub-aberrant mutants that have been sighted and killed repeatedly and that are still here regardless of what the Lunar government says. Things are not good. People are hiding in their homes. People do not want to be seen because they're scared that they're going to get killed by somebody. It is not a good time to be in this area of Lunar.
It sounds like you need my help more than ever.
You look, we could certainly use some help if you thought you could take care of the situation.
I mean, you still live there, so you must know the way. Is there any way I could meet you and we could possibly navigate these streets safely?
Yeah, well, it depends on where you want to go, but yeah, I can get you from point A to point C.
All right, really appreciate it. I'll have to buy you some space beer when we get up there.
Space beer.
Sounds like a plan.
Point of information what does the moon look like in the future? Is it mostly just moon, or is it like, oh, it's actually a giant amusement park?
So
Like,
Luna, Luna is the one of the bigger colonies of the solar system of this the Earth's solar system, at least. Mars is probably the largest, but Luna is a huge, like, domed city. Large portions of Luna are covered by the colonies.
Got it.
And they were initially founded by the different Earth governments. So there's still some Earth government, like Russian control over certain areas, and United States, or I should say FSA control, or at least dominance in an area. Even though Luna is officially its own government now, there's still this strong link from the various colonies to their home nations, particularly China, the FSA, and Brazil.
Got it. So how do we gear up for this, John? I assume this is one of those things like it's space, no one uses guns.
It would be a bad idea to use slug throwers on Luna. Yes.
And that throws a literal slug. Like
Yes.
a tiny Okay.
Yes, like a tiny
Amazing, where it's like,
insect. No, like a traditional projectile.
got it. We
Firearm.
use like blowguns or something. Like, how do we do this in space?
Lasers, plasma rifles.
Yes. Oh yeah, because a plasma rifle is less problematic in space. Okay.
Yes.
Understood. GI Joe rules.
Right.
Okay. We probably can't light things on fire either. I assume that the moon is just like full of crooked cops. Do we have a gear up phase now? Did we finish the recon phase?
I don't know. Did anyone feel like they needed to dig in deeper into anything?
40 minutes in. It's a one shot. No.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like if there's any particular gear you want to get, this would be the time to request it.
I want space guns and I want a way to do space bribes.
Well, you have credit.
Okay.
So you certainly can use any money that you need.
But is this a thing where if I bribe a guy, I just use space Venmo? I don't actually like slip someone like a lump of gold?
There
Okay.
wouldn't be any physical cash. It would all be
got it.
cash transfers.
Are there any crazy future drugs we have access to, like in the way that cocaine is overpowered in the world of darkness?
No.
Okay.
We have comms.
Yeah, this is in first edition with all the super drugs.
Right.
Yeah.
At least not yet.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
see what comes in the future books. But
If you have space gangs, you have to have space drugs.
yeah, well, there are drugs. But anyway, moving on from that particular conversation, there was another question that just came up that was very good.
Do we have comms?
Yes, there are comms that you can get.
We should get those.
Space cell phones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure like earpieces that are wireless and connect to one another.
What is a sub-aberrant mutant? Or is that just like a Yo Mama joke or something?
So a sub-aberrant mutant are humans that have been twisted by aberrants into like they are no longer standard humans. They have been infected by quantum energy or taint, and they are now twisted into mutants.
Got it. Ghouls, Zamisi, got it.
Yep,
Okay.
effectively.
Is there like aberrant radar? Like, is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Scott, go ahead.
Me.
Yeah, you're the one who can cast detect magic in the group.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, got it.
What about melee weapons?
Yes. So I was
old
looking. Weapons.
Vibroblades.
Does it say, yeah, like some sort of laser sword?
That sounds like an amazing way to shave. A vibroblade.
Yeah, Gillette has the new like Psi Vibroblade that just started with one of
So-
them, and then they kept adding more blades.
Weapons. Oh man, what are bioclaws?
Terry, yeah, I was just going to say, if you want to look up the weapons section in your book
Oh,
and
man.
just pick one.
This is the best part of any RPG when you have the shopping scene. 282 melee weapons.
And
Axe.
279 are vibro blades. I don't know, Conrad, if you have a copy of the book.
I don't.
Okay.
Optionally non-lethal. What does
Then-
tech hard mean?
It means that it's normal technology.
Okay.
As opposed to
The
biotech.
biotech, which is like a thing that's grown and is attuned to you.
Okay, and then there's a little psi symbol, which I assume is a thing, or is that the bio stuff?
It's the bio stuff.
That's the bio
That's the
stuff.
bio
yep.
stuff. Okay, so we don't have time for implants. There's space dames that need to be space saved.
Right. Conrad, so you can get a vibro blade or something similar to that if you would like a melee weapon.
Okay, yeah, I'd prefer a melee weapon.
Okay.
I want
And-
bioclaws because they sound amazing
Vibroblade.
and they're tiny.
And types of vision augmentation, not like bio, but like binoculars. Or
You could have binoculars as well, or like IR goggles or something like that.
okay, cool.
Night vision.
Yeah.
Any sort of thing like that is absolutely within the realm of possibility.
Perfect.
Oh wait, that
Ah.
thing's psi. Taking a sonic blade. I love that video game. I'm just making things up. Don't listen to me.
Okay. Anybody
Uh,
getting anything else that we should know about?
Is there
Uh,
anything you recommend we grab?
Not necessarily.
I'll get a sonic pistol.
Okay.
What is it? Oh, sorry. Go on.
I was just going to say, I'm assuming Mary, her voice is probably the most powerful thing she's got on her weapon-wise.
100%. And she assumes that, like, if she goes in there and says, "Hey, I'm not here to antagonize," she thinks that she could probably get better off than to run up with a vibro sword.
Fair enough.
Here to talk.
Now, is that like persuasion? Is that banshee powers? Like, what is her voice is her greatest weapon? Like, what angle are we taking that?
Persuasion and diplomacy is how we were taking it. Not
or straight up lying.
Got it. Got it. But I'm not telling you who my granddad is, but he's super important.
Two things that I wanted to ask about. One, is there some sort of emergency beacon or emergency extraction device?
There could be, yes. The biggest problem will be in this area. There are lots of things that could disrupt it and may make it unreliable.
Okay. And two, I was wondering if I could make like intellect culture roll to see about how these people behave, to see if we can sort of adapt ourselves to being in this environment. I know Talos probably already knows that himself, but I'm sure the rest of us are like, not from the pits.
So as far as emergency beacon, John Marie, you have a thing on your sheet called emergency transit. That's literally a button you can hit, and another teleporter will just grab us out of the area.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Wow. You just made that up.
No, it's literally what it is.
No.
Legit.
No.
I have something that's mysterious aid, which, like a space psychic, will just help us at the right time.
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah. Some of the edges, especially for the psi orders, are wacky and awesome.
Emergency. Yeah, I should probably find out what those are. The edges in the core book or the.
Most of your edges are in the core book, and some of them are in Aeon. So any of the ones related to your psi order are going to be in Aeon, and any of the non-psi order ones are going to be in the core book.
Okay, so tough cookie sounds like it's going to be in
in the core book. Yeah.
But should probably figure out what these things mean.
Okay.
Darn it. Okay.
So
let's go to the moon.
Conrad, go ahead.
Is it assumed that I have the ability to just like relay what it's like living there, or should I make some sort of check for that?
No. So you all are going to hold hands, and I'm going to just say, go ahead.
No, it's just the hand holding.
Don't actually hold hands. Social distancing.
Got excited.
You guys all hold hands, and I'm just going to say this happens rather than make a roll for it.
That'd be great if we just killed everyone.
Right. You build a no-edit connection, and you bamf, and you appear in this small apartment, and the gravity is off just a little bit. You feel a little bit light. Not massively,
welcome to my abode.
Just enough.
It's
did we go to your secret space hideout?
Yes, it is my secret space hideout.
Talos, paint us a word picture.
Yeah, can you describe it for us?
Please tell me there are band posters. Like just.
God.
Yeah, space kiss.
It's cylindrical in shape. I spent basically all of my money on awkward architecture, and I also have some strange paint where like the G's are slightly off. But I always dreamed of greener pastures, so I tried to paint those to remind myself that I'll get to those someday. So they're very just like poor paintings of stuff like that. So like very clearly like a child did them, and then still not a skilled child artist beyond that. And a little refrigerator and a little, I'm not sure what type of thing I would sleep in, but something simple.
Probably like just a cot or like a hammock or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, a hammock, definitely. Very common thing here in Luna, actually, to sleep in hammocks.
Stupid question. It's 1/6 Earth gravity or something like that.
It's not quite that much. It's like 9/10 of Earth's gravity here.
Oh, wow.
grav crystals.
Okay, so
Yeah.
because of plot devicium, the gravity is up, but it's not quite. And I look around and I'm like, these walls are a cry for help. You were born in space. Why do you want Earth? The stars await you. And then I do a hand motion, implying the stars await you.
He is where he needs to be.
Yes, it wasn't.
Does anyone else think that's super creepy? Like, my powers are painfully obvious. We like boop, boop, but like your future thing, no one play this guy in space poker. This is concerning.
I dig it.
Would you like to play some space poker?
Would you like to play some space? Let's see who can teleport further. Didn't think so.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to him. Okay.
All right.
So we're in the cylinder.
We've got an idea of what this apartment looks like.
Yes, that's a cry for help.
And it's this cylindrical apartment. It's basically a studio. There is a small bathroom cubicle with a sonic shower and toilet. And what's odd is that it's eerily quiet outside. Normally there's the sound of people moving about, having fun out on the streets, and it's just, you can't hear anything from your window.
Plus, Miguel was supposed to meet us here.
Plus, Miguel was supposed to meet you.
So are we below the lunar surface then?
Yes.
Now, if we're in, okay.
Josh, I would like to use the psychocognition power of least resistance,
Okay.
focusing on this place where we believe to the documents are stored. And I got 6 successes.
Oh, wow. So tell me a little bit about what you want to know here.
Basically, so what Alejandro does is after the banter, he kind of goes like to sort of the edge of the apartment and just kind of disengages from the rest of you, and he just closes his eyes for a few moments. And basically, I'm using the ability. I want to know what the best first steps are, as far as like where we need to go, who we need to talk to, that will get us one step closer to where we need to be to get these documents.
So there are 2 people you need to speak with, Miguel O'Hara and Ivan Zukov. And these 2 people, you just get a sense that they're in very different places physically. Miguel is fairly close, but not, you get a sense of not where he's supposed to be yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ivan is far away, but exactly where they need to be.
Let me see. And he'll come back, no doubt, to whatever banter that's going on, and just straight up interrupt it, and say, "We do need to speak with Miguel. He's important, but he's not where he needs to be right now." The other, Ivan Zukov. Does this name mean anything to you, Talos?
It does not. The last name Zukov is familiar, but not. You can't quite place why.
He's far, but he's where he should be. Something tells me we might need to help your friend Miguel.
Yeah, so I'm quite worried where you're supposed to meet it, and now hearing what Alejandro's saying, so I'm not gonna just charge outside, but draw my weapon and like peek outside at least.
Okay.
I'll put a hand up and say, "Hold on." And I would like to literally look outside the door without opening it.
Okay.
Let me roll for that.
Yes, please.
I'd also like to note I don't actually have the power to teleport us that far, so I'm retroactively giving myself a 4th dot.
You can, because you had the noetic connection and familiarity with this place. So the
book says it can't be more than 10 kilometers.
When you're linked up with me, that extends the range pretty far.
Okay, so that was a Wonder Twins power thing. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
It's how the Psions can move interstellarly. One of the reasons.
Mm-hmm. Are there any windows or anything like that?
There is one window.
What do we see?
Yeah.
Okay, so I get
hold
three.
on just a second.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
You get 3 successes.
I get 3 successes, and I just sort of extend my senses out. I like scan out the hallway. I scan out basically the surrounding area of this place to see what's happening in the now.
Okay. There are 2 people hidden in an alleyway on the street across from here, watching the window, and there are people in other homes around here, around this apartment, but they seem to be either sleeping or like just huddled up in small groups in the centers of their apartments, being very careful not to make a lot of noise and being very, very cautious.
People are scared. They're huddled up, and there are 2 hiding, watching the window to this place. And I describe like the area across the alley.
When we teleport, is there any sort of other like visual light, or is it just we're just here?
You're just there.
Okay, good.
It seemingly produces a thing that other people can detect using their nerd powers, but it doesn't seem to create any visual effect.
That's right. Unless you wanted to. Like if someone wanted to create a warp like portal, they could do so.
Nice. I love the warp tour.
So, Talos, you can look out the window if you'd like to, but Alejandro had stopped you before you did so to mention that.
I trust Alejandro's supreme senses.
So, the question is, what are you going to do?
Perhaps a distraction. John Marie, you could perhaps teleport something in this room to out there to distract our watchers.
Is that a thing I can do?
Yes.
I can create the port. No, because I'm trying to read the powers, and one of them specifically is transmission, which just looks like a spelling error whenever you look at it. You're like, that's not how transmission works. Where you can teleport inanimate objects. Like I can, with transportal, I can open a window because you're not the only window person here, buddy. I can shield things, and then I can link portals. So the portal would involve me physically going out there or like throwing something through. I guess I could open the portal and then be like, space rock. So who's watching us? Can you give us more deets on that?
That was unclear.
Yeah,
okay.
I just know they're watching us. Mary, where do your talents lie? Can you perhaps cause a distraction in the computer systems or the surveillance systems of some sort?
We have access to them, but Alejandro, before we rush out there, do you know where Miguel is? You said he is not where he's supposed to be. I mean, that is pretty obvious.
I have a general idea of where he is, right? Josh?
You got the sense that he's metaphorically and physically not where he's supposed to be, and
Okay.
beyond that,
he is close. But he's close.
Yes,
He's close, but there is something wrong.
And that's
I
not
can't tell
something I can
exactly.
teleport based on, right? That's not
No.
a resolution. Okay.
Is the line of sight for the door the same as the line of sight for the window?
No, it isn't.
Okay. So my proposition is that I feign that I was already here and, take a quick space shower, or sonic shower. Sorry, you said that. So take a sonic shower and I'll just like walk in front of the window, like in the nude, drying myself off. Everybody else sneaks out the door. So it just seems like I'm going about my business.
Sounds like an idea.
Sure. Are there any cameras outside of here, Talos? I know that's a far shot, right? Looking around the room, but I figured it was worth something.
So there are normally cameras all throughout Luna, pretty much. There are like cameras everywhere. It's a high surveillance society, but not in this area, not in this neighborhood. There are several neighborhoods in the underworld. I almost want to say Underdark. I'm sorry, guys. That are just not surveilled at all, and this is one of those particular neighborhoods. So there are no cameras directly accessible.
But we don't have to worry about the drow, at least. So we
No,
got that
you
going
don't.
for us.
So there's something. Yeah.
So
Now
let
the
me.
space drow.
The space drow are problematic. So let me just get this clear. You are going to walk naked into your space shower as 3 people just kind of walk out your door? Was that the
Yeah.
contrivance? Okay.
Well,
Done.
Yes.
Great. Space party. We had a great time.
The door
I mean,
into
I'll-
the
yeah.
apartment, like building, and then out. So it would be like going from an apartment to an apartment, like building's well of stairs. So
Okay.
you could be coming from any of the apartments.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
So
okay.
someone can't look and put 2 and 2 together and be like, Talos, still got it. Okay.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah, Josh, what's like the primary form of communication? Is it like cell phones or is it also radio?
Cell phones, I would say, and using the OpNet. The OpNet is the future version of the internet. Effectively, it and cell phones are completely linked with one another. So your phone is an op phone officially.
Okay. I was curious because I was wondering. They said that there were 2 figures across the street or watching us. I was curious if I could use my technokinesis to tap into like their cell phone as a listening device or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm totally comfortable with you trying that. So you'd roll 4 dice
Okay.
with 8 as your target number.
Is it always 8? Is that one of
Eight's
these games?
always the
Okay,
target
cool.
number. Yep. And
Nice.
you need to make 2 successes.
Okay. I did not. I got 1-8. That was it.
Can you space botch in this
So,
game?
yeah, I was just gonna say you can botch.
Okay.
You can also fail, but you can fail with 1, or you can succeed with a complication.
Oh, okay.
So it's a fail forward system. So if you would like to, you can succeed with a complication.
100%. I would.
Oh,
love
yeah.
to.
Take that complication.
Always.
So you're going to get 1 momentum. So just keep track
Okay.
of your momentum.
Does Mary get a momentum? Pardon me. Does Mary's player get a momentum, or do we get a momentum?
Mary's player gets a momentum.
Okay. So it's personal memento pool.
Yep.
Got it.
That's how I've been running it anyway, rather than group momentum in Trinity. So Scion has group momentum. Trinity has individual momentum. Just the
Got it.
You tap into the cell phone as a listening device, and you hear one of them saying, "Miguel, I don't think he's. Oh, there he is. There he is. Yeah, okay, there he is. Why the hell are we spying on him? Look." And then you hear this crackle, and then, what the hell is going on with my phone?
Yes, we've been discovered.
Immediately
damn it.
stop listening. I go over to Talos, and his name was Miguel, right? Before
Yes. Yeah.
Talos, I was hearing from your buddy Miguel across the street over there that he spotted you in the window.
You've discovered that it is in fact Miguel across the
Yeah.
street. Okay.
And he was interested in spying on you with the figure he's with. I just thought that would be pertinent information for you. Sometimes you got to keep your friends close. But you might want to go speak with him. Maybe he knows what's going on here.
So
Put your space pants on, buddy.
I was just say I kind of want to like
like this
very
entire conversation has been
obviously
you in a shower,
moon
right?
him.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
It's called
And-
earthing up here. Okay.
I want to earth him.
Yeah.
And then kind of like look over my shoulder, like across the
Looking straight at him.
Yeah,
Literally
looking
doing
straight
the
at him.
finger
Yeah.
eye movement.
Okay.
And then actually put my clothes on and then speaker call.
Okay. As you were getting dressed and before you get on speaker, so you guys had said you were leaving, but then turned around and gone back in all as a group.
Yeah, if Mary did a 180, I would follow her.
Okay.
I also would have made it known if we were like headed on the way out. I'd be like, hold on, guys, just wait a second. And then clean out my ear or something, trying to listen to it. All right.
Okay.
Then mention what happened.
So there's a knock at the door as you are like fully dressed and about to walk out. There's just a knock at the door.
I'll call Miguel to see if there's a ring outside the door.
You hear the ring outside.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
We got a space knock at the space door.
He picks up the phone. He's like, I'm out, literally outside your door.
And it does that weird thing where like you can hear them, but you can also hear them. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I guess just let him on in unless anyone has any objections.
Let us see this moon friend of yours, gravity sucker.
Miguel walks in and he's got another person with him. The guy with him is very clearly Russian. He looks very Russian. His hair is like shaved like down to the like skin, and he's wearing a tracksuit. I'm
A space tracksuit. Got it.
yes.
Okay.
And he's just kind of like looks really grumpy. He's got very cauliflowered ears.
Mm,
And he's
space boxer.
very rough looking dude. The two of them walk in together.
My man, where can I get one of those tracksuits?
You could get them all over the place up here, man. You want one? I've got a couple I could sell you.
And I ask, is this a sign of your tribe?
He kind of scowls at you.
Kinda. I am curious about your sacred raiments, who appear to serve no function and would leave you toothly exposed in zero gravity. I kind of turn around because I'm wearing a very form-fitting clothing, as my character does, and I like do the awkward sashay away and then sharply look back on the other side of the room because I am skeptical of these moon people.
I definitely start pushing them aside and like, sorry.
Let
me introduce
not from
myself.
here.
I'm Mary, and what's your name?
Miguel O'Hara.
And your friend?
I am Roman Zukov.
Mm.
I just finger gun at Talos. Like, eh?
And Roman just crosses his arms, and Miguel just looks very uncomfortable. He's like, so, Talos, things are good?
I mean, they will be as soon as I'm in one of these tracksuits.
Yeah, I'm sure we can. And Roman's like, yes, I can get you a tracksuit, you know.
And I'm just like, you sphere lovers and your tracksuits. Nothing shows the extent of your planet-side decadence like your affection for these robes.
I don't understand you. Even for a Upeo, I don't understand you.
I don't know what that means, but I'm offended. But I'm going to continue glaring and looking amazing in my skin-tight garb.
Roman, you look familiar. Have we met before?
Yes. You don't remember?
Apparently not. No. Sorry to cut the tension.
That's fine. I'm not surprised you don't remember. And he's leaving it at that. He's not digging any deeper. Talos doesn't remember it.
We met during the one shot at Dragon Con.
Yeah. Roman, why don't you tell us the story on how you and Talos met? You know, kind of curious.
Why does this matter?
Well, you know, I feel like if we are going to be talking or possibly working together in the future, I'm not sure what exactly you're doing here, but I feel like it's better to get to know the person you're standing across the table from. You know, so you don't feel like they're a snake in the room.
Did you just called me a snake?
No, I did not. I said I would like to get to know you better so that I know that you are not. Right? If I assumed that you were a snake, I wouldn't be here.
And I just point and I go, it's simile. He used like, she used like or as.
I don't think I like you. You, I'm not so sure about. Talos, you have strange friends.
F you, F you, F you. You're cool. F you. I'm out.
Yeah. They're very new friends.
Friend may be a strong word.
Yeah.
Associates, colleagues, enemies, even.
So, you are here looking into the war, huh? Is that true? That's what Miguel tells me. Miguel's kind of like wide-eyed, like, yeah.
Yes. Oh yes, yeah. We're here about the war, of course. I knew I had to come back and help with the war.
You are here to help, huh?
Of course, Roman. You know me. I help her.
Yeah, you are. We're always a helper. Always in the way.
Hopefully not in the way now.
He's literally trying to get to the bathroom, which is behind you. So.
All right. Here's what I have to tell you. Don't go deep into Zukov territory. Don't go to the VVZ areas. If you do this, if you listen to what I'm saying to you, we won't bother you.
Would we know what those territories are? Would that be part of any sort of
I'm
setup
kind of-
dossier?
Kind of hand waving that
Got
you
it.
know the specific locations he's talking about, which overlap the areas that you may need to investigate.
Got it. Don't investigate this plot point clearly marked on the map.
Right.
Okay, got it.
But what if we have to?
Then you call me. Then I tell you no.
How do we move on from there?
I don't see any reason why you would need to. If you are investigating the war, you want to go to the border areas.
I'll look to Mary. Just sort of like.
And so you're saying the war is only bordering on the outliers, right? On the outlying city? Sorry.
Yeah, the neighborhood edges, yes. So if you would like to, rolling a persuasion right now might be very helpful.
Absolutely. Can I is it just a skill or is it a skill and an attribute?
Skill, and then you get to choose the attribute. You get to choose the approach that you use.
I'm gonna attempt manipulation because I'm trying to work information out of him, or coerce him into doing, accepting our terms.
Okay. So
Can I assist? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually don't know the assist rules.
You give enhancement.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, anyone who assists will give an additional enhancement to the roll. So I will assist as well.
Okay. So you've got 2 enhancement right now. So that's going to be 2 free successes effectively. Plus your roll. You've got to get 4 successes on this. Roman's not particularly into the idea of being coerced.
And you can spend that momentum that you have to give you a bonus die.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'll do that. Why not?
So wait, enhancements in this add to die pool or add to successes given a success?
Enhancements are like free successes.
Yeah.
But a momentum gives you an extra die.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you roll a single success, any enhancement that you get then gets added on to the success pool.
Okay, but it's not 2. It is 2 free successes given that you've also rolled any successes.
Exactly.
Got it.
1 still take away, correct?
Nope.
No.
Oh, they do not. Okay.
Woo! So I got 7 1s.
Difficulty's 8.
Yes. Difficulty will always be 8. Just so
With the 2 additional successes, I have 8 successes.
Woo. Okay. So you've got
9s.
extra successes. So you could add stunts to this. I'm not quite sure what stunts you would want to add or what sort of like extras you would want to get out of him. But give me you're trying to get some information out of him. You're trying to make him friendly toward you. Is there anything else that you're looking to get from like this conversation?
Possibly anything more that he may know about the Vorvin Zakane, the gang.
Yeah, Vorvi Zukov, I think.
Vorvi, sorry.
Not Zukov.
Zukov.
Vorvi Zakone.
Zakone.
Wish I could remember that, but it slips out of my brain seconds after I say it. All right. You all seem like good people. Good people
The
with
best.
good hearts, except for you.
You do the little huddle around with everyone but me.
Yeah.
You're like, everyone look at this plot summary. Except you. I don't like you.
Here, the problem is that the boss was the one I think involved with the Aberrant, and when that went south, when the deal went south, it got violent, and then the Legion got called in, and it went bad.
The Legion?
Really bad. The Legion's one of the Psi orders.
Okay.
And they are like the army, the military Psi order, basically.
Space Army.
Space
Got it.
Army, yeah.
Psychic Space Army.
Yes.
So Roman.
That's
Sorry.
So that's like the first big reveal that he gives you, and then he's like, I will try to help you, but you need I need to know for sure what you need to know.
I think we should be honest here.
Yes, I will agree. There are still aberrants, or an aberrant at least, in this part of Luna. It's why people are hiding, because they are afraid. Worse, part of our syndicate are cultists to this aberrant. They are worshippers of it. Making things even worse, because this is a recurring theme of things getting worse. They have not been destroyed by the Legion, but the Legion is targeting the people instead.
Jarheads.
How far above our pay grade would an Aberrant be?
Right on your pay grade.
Okay.
Absolutely the type of thing you're supposed to take out.
Okay. Is this one of those things where a bunch of dragon blooded can take out a solar to make
Yes.
systems? Okay, got it. The power of friendship can kill this murder machine. So I guess our goal is to figure out where the Aberrant so dealing with the Aberrant thing, is that a secondary thing besides the documents? I assume that's our boss battle, or
he shows you on a map that the Aberrant's like stronghold is right near where these documents supposedly are.
Nice.
Have any of our old friends become cultists?
Miguel kind of. Yes. Not just friends, but your cousins are all in the cult.
Oh boy.
Awkward.
Josh, what was that other name that I picked up before?
Ivan Zukov.
What can you tell me about Ivan Zukov?
He kind of freezes. I really shouldn't tell you anything.
We're here to help, Roman.
Ivan is the one that made the deal with the Aberrant. Ivan is in prison right now.
By the Lunar authorities?
No. By the VVZ.
Ah.
So are you, Roman, are you saying the VVZ has the most pull, the most power around here at the moment?
Oh, yes, the president. So the president is the person in charge of the VVZ. The president definitely has the most power, but it's a toss-up between her and the Legion.
And are either one of them siding with the Aberrant at this time, or is this his own entity?
The Aberrant is now its own thing.
How do we all feel about aberrants?
Generally, there's a very negative view in society towards aberrants. However, there are some humans that are more comfortable with them. But there was a whole war. There was a huge war between the aberrants and regular humanity that was devastating to the world. And aberrants have been coming back and attacking people over the last 10 years or so again. So there's a very negative view towards aberrant worship in particular.
And dealing with aberrants is kind of like Scion's in general mission statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a real strong Solar's dragon-blooded thing off of that.
That is a very good simile, yes.
I used like or as.
At this time, had we ever had previous contact with aberrants?
I don't think any of you have. No, none of you have.
Okay.
I still feel strongly we need to speak with Ivan Zukov. He has other pieces of this puzzle.
I agree. It seems like he was on almost the front line of what's going on here, making a deal with the Aberrant and being amongst all this chaos.
That will be very hard. I don't have the pull to get you in to see Ivan.
Who does?
I would have to call around and see.
Roman, we're asking a great deal of you. Is there anything we can do for you?
Owe me a favor.
Done. You can find me through the school.
Well, I know how to get a hold of all of you. I am good at one thing, at least.
Wearing tracksuits.
I'm very good at that.
Yeah.
Have you been into where Ivan is imprisoned?
No.
Okay.
Is there anyone besides Ivan that you know of that has spoken with the Aberrant?
Well, all the ones in the cult, I would imagine, have spoken to it at one point or another.
And everyone that has spoken to it has joined the cult besides Ivan?
That's a good question. I don't have the answer.
That'd be super creepy. Like, space creepy.
Right.
But do we want to bang on your relatives, your cousins who are all biffles with the Aberrant?
I was just thinking, what do the cultists generally dress like?
They don't wear any uniform or anything.
Okay, good. So then we can just call them up.
If you had said they don't wear anything or tracksuits, I'm like, oh man, this plot just got rich.
Yeah, they don't wear any particular uniform of any sort.
Got it. They don't have a secret hand signal or anything.
Well, maybe, but
okay, but
or
you
a
don't
branding.
know.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's talk to your cousins.
Yeah, so call up maybe my youngest cousin that would be around, the most impressionable one.
Okay, so probably Alexandra.
That's an appropriate name. Yeah. Do we need to close it? Do we need a codicil to our interaction with the space Russian? Or
no? I imagine actually that Roman leaves. He says, "I'm going to go and try and find a way to get you all connected
tracksuits.
to." Yeah, I'm going to find a way to get you all tracksuits. I'm going to try and see what I can do about finding you a way to get into see Ivan.
Thank you, Roman. You're helping more than you can ever know.
He leaves. And Miguel is there like, how in the hell did you just pull that off?
And I just say we can be very persuasive. When
Miguel, have you heard about the wonders of the noetic totality?
That sounded creepy. That's like a different religion.
Yeah, I know a little bit. You must be part of Isra then.
I am a member of the school, yes.
Obvious.
We're here to do what is best for everyone, and the universe stands behind us.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And my character is doing you believe this horse
Yeah.
shit? That's a bit much. That's
So, Talos, you're calling Alexandra. And it rings, and then you get a voicemail. Hey, leave me a message. I'll get back to you.
So, hey, Alexandra, I just managed to get back to New Juarez, and since I'm in town, okay, since I'm in town, I thought we could, meet up just like old times. I'll be at my place for, a little bit before I go out in the town, and yeah, just give me a buzz.
Okay.
Josh, while he was doing that, can I use technokinesis to track that phone? Her phone? Once it made that connection.
Allow it. Yes. Roll for it.
Okay. I got 1-9. I'll take the complication.
Okay. So yes, you get a bead on where her phone is. It's in a house or an apartment just on the edge of the area the Zukov said, "Hey, don't go in here." Right on the edge of the Aberrant cult zone as well.
Then I definitely, as he's talking on the phone, I kind of rest my hand on his shoulder and Talos, something tells me that she's not with her phone. It's near the cultist zone. I don't know what she's gotten herself into, but
Oh yeah, but we know she's a cultist, don't we?
Right.
yeah. But what does that entail? We know that they follow this aberrant, but blind faith can lead to horrific situations.
the cultists get superpowers in this game. Is that a thing?
Can potentially get superpowers, yes.
Okay, got it.
At the cost of everything that makes them human.
Yep.
For narrative purposes, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
they're not fun superpowers. They're like,
Yeah. It's not like they gain access to truth and justice. That's all I'm saying.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But Talos, if you really, care about your family, we should really go check this out as soon as possible.
Like, do I care about my family?
And narratively, we don't. What other options do we have? We wait for Space Russian to get back to us. We do some skulking around. We kind of have to go to the artifact zone anyway, right?
Mhm.
So we've got the cult zone, we've got the artifact zone, which is in the other zone, and we're apparently in the OK people, the Legion zone or something like that.
Well, you're sort of in a third-party space at the moment, but
Okay, so a fourth party space.
right.
Then okay, just checking. But I do have the lay of the land. There's unclaimed territory. There's Zukov. There's Aberrant, and then there's what the Legion is controlling.
Right.
Okay, and we're okay.
Okay, so Miguel, are you able to navigate us there without too much suspicion?
Yeah, I can get you there. I don't know if anything right now is going to be not suspicious, but I can get you there.
Is this another one of those things where we know where the phone is, and if we want to teleport to the phone, we can?
You could try.
Okay. What is?
That sounds more fun.
What does you can try mean?
element of
Okay.
surprise.
Okay.
Well, it would be very surprising. First, you would have to build a noetic connection with one another.
Okay.
And then you would have to roll to actually make the jump. So these things are possible.
Okay. I feel like we should walk until we encounter a complication, and if we have to bamf out, we can.
Okay.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Okay.
If we're being guided by Miguel, Can I use the electro manipulation to sense life forms and help him avoid most things from watching us?
Yeah, you can use your sense spectrum for not sense spectrum. You're right. Your electro manipulation. Yep.
For the okay, awesome.
So you're gonna need to roll for that. You're gonna roll 3 dice. You just need 1 success.
Oh, okay. I got 2.
Okay.
Almost 3.
So any sort of like extra thing you're trying to do with that?
Stunt is. Can I keep an eye out for cameras as well?
Yep. Okay. A lot. Okay. So you're working your way down these alleys and roads of this area of Luna.
But so we're in a bubble.
Yep.
We're in an underground construct that is built into a crater. So everything is going to be, I assume, is going to be metal or maybe made out of sintered regolith or
metal,
something like that.
Ceramics.
Okay.
And things like that. Some plastics, some like heavy plastics. The road itself is actually made from the lunar soil.
Okay.
The original people thought that would be a pleasant addition, but it actually kicks up lots of little dust particles.
Yeah, so it's something. It's like space concrete. It's sintered regolith,
or
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going down. Is this one of those things where is there trash around, or is it one of those things where resources in space are so scarce we don't care, or is it because of teleporters like me? It's pretty easy to shove 400 space Big Macs wherever you need it, and who cares about where the wrappers go?
Yeah, there's actually trash all over this place.
Okay.
Because the regular trash removal service doesn't work particularly well.
Okay.
So this region is a World of Darkness street would be a decent way of describing
okay,
it.
so
it's like Baltimore. There's trash and like not sewage necessarily, but like certainly not pleasant streets that you are walking through.
So my character is used to colonies, so single unless it was like on a meteor base or something like that, probably single layer things they're geographically spread but clustered around something closely. We have some sort of aperture above us. Is everything here multi-story? Because if we're down, is it one of those things where verticality indicates class? So we are on a street and there's probably a shittier street below us and a nicer street
on the shittiest of the streets.
Okay, there's the only thing below us is space dirt.
Yes.
And it just gets nicer. So when we look up domeward, we see either nicer catwalks or nicer roadways that are probably made out of more recently built materials or shinier plastics, and their crap is falling down almost literally on us. Like if someone kicks some space junk, it literally down. Okay, so there's a light rain as we're going through this. People are what?
So the first part of Final Fantasy VII is basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not familiar with any of those media, so that's me trying to figure out what this world looks like. So we have very tall multi-story structures, but they're clearly delineated, almost as if you have different buildings kind of stacked on top of each other. It's not like a continuous Empire State Building. Like it's obviously newer as we go up, and we're navigating and kind of dodging through. Is it all rectilinear? Is it all streets and alleys, or is it like Boston, or things circles, or
it's actually more like Boston, where the layout isn't particularly like it. This was designed so sections make sense and are in streets and so forth, but then they're connected to parts that weren't designed the same way.
Got it. And you have a moonquake and things kind of move, and maybe you have a large monolith and you're building around it. So one section is kind of cantilevered from another one, and the streets are not active. There's not like street corner hawkers or day markets or anything like that. Okay.
Which is weird. Usually there are.
Okay.
But currently
they're afraid because of the Aberrant. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And Terry, I need to have you around just to fully describe everything for me from now on.
Yeah.
Because that was way more elaborate than I was going to get into in a very, very good way.
Thank
very
you.
helpful.
I like describing things. You started laughing. I'm like, oh shit, do I obviously know nothing about this game?
No, it was a good description.
Yeah.
But and it probably has that slightly musky space smell to it that kind of smells like sweat because no one can take a proper shower, plus like spent gunpowder a little bit.
Not so much. It's actually like The scent is still more like an Earth city because there are very good facilities for cleanliness and things like that, and there are big air filters that filter through the air.
Oh, okay. So do we have that constant low industrial hum?
Yes.
That is like that constant reminder that if these things break, we all die.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So you've got that hum, and then you've got another hum when you step because of the gravity simulators, the grav crystals, and when those are working correctly, you've got perfect Earth gravity. But this whole section, there are areas where there's no gravity whatsoever.
Oh, okay. So we're going back and forth, and periodically we kind of look like we're drunk as we like propel to sections where these grav crystals may not be quite up and humming. And me, I have 0G adjusted, so I just look like I'm basically skipping, and I am looking back at these land lubbers.
Well, 2 land.
Yeah, not me either.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
also low G. Yeah.
And I just look at Talos and I'm like, you walk good. Talos is like, are you hitting on me? What is this happening? I'm like, I like the way you walk.
All right.
Thank you.
So you get deep into this territory, and the streets have been nearly devoid of people. And then you see a small, maybe 7 or 8-year-old kid on the street, and he's just kind of like cocked his head up looking at you. And briefly, you're sure that his eyes change colors, but you're not sure.
At this point, I'm going to spend a psi point and activate the alternate power of least resistance. Basically, if something goes wrong in the next 3 minutes, it was all a vision.
Okay.
Ultimate wits from Scion 1E. Nice.
Basically. All right. So the light kind of shines on his eyes really for that brief moment, and then he just starts kind of laughing. Ha 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 ha.
That's
ha ha.
Talos, you're familiar with this area.
These creepy kids laughing it up out here.
Is this normal?
What age?
About 7 or 8, somewhere between that.
Okay, so I'll like kneel down and just put a hand on his shoulder. Say, what's so funny, bud?
He kind of looks at you and smiles. The universe is funny. Everything's so big, and bigger than you and bigger than me. And it'll crush you.
Yes. Creepy kid.
It'll crush you like an orange.
That's awfully specific.
And then the kid kind of shakes his head and is like, oh, hi. How are you?
Married?
Josh, would anything would this be anything that we may have heard of, or any kind of aberrant powers or anything like that we might know of?
Maybe this is creepy. There are some aberrants that supposedly can manipulate minds and things like that, but this is it's just creepy.
I'd also like to invoke the idea that kids do just say creepy ass things all the time if you spend a lot of time around them. But yes.
But their eyes don't shine red.
Depends on the kid.
Maybe in pictures, but
true.
But
I'd like to. So I have an edge always prepared.
Yes.
Would I have access to an orange right now?
Sure. Yeah, you could have had an orange on you. So let me explain oranges on Luna. So oranges are considered kind of almost like a sacred fruit, because early on in lunar settlement, getting citrus was really uncommon. It was really hard to grow. And only recently has citrus become super common. So having an orange is something you got once a year, particularly on Christmas or something like that, a holiday similar to that, where it was this is a big deal. So
So the
There's a lot of
moon
cultural
is,
significance.
Mm-hmm.
so the moon is New England in the 80s.
Well, hey, yes. Okay.
Did you get an orange as a kid?
Yes.
Yeah, so did I. Like on Christmas, and then like by the time I remembered, I'm like, you can always have oranges.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
So I'll
That-
pull one out, see if it triggers anything for this kid.
The kid's eyes go wide. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Look at that's such a beautiful orange.
Yep.
I'll offer it to him.
He's like, do you want to split it?
I think you should split the orange with the kid. It'd be weird otherwise.
And do you want to crush it?
It looks at you. No, I don't have. He's like, I don't have a cup or anything.
No.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, I'll just split it with them.
Okay.
So, I mean, if it's not obvious to the other players,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
it's the other team members, like he clearly doesn't remember anything that just happened.
Yeah, I'll talk to Mary. We were being threatened. This was a communication.
You split the orange with this kid. The kid runs off with his half. He's like, "Thank you, sir."
So welcome.
And I just look at you and go, "Where'd you pull that orange from? I'm a teleporter. I would have detected that kind of space-time disruption, MacGyver or whatever the future space analog of it." But I'm kind of weird, like, how does this fucker have an orange?
When you grow up in the pit, you're always prepared.
You bring an orange.
You bring that orange.
You bring the pain, and then you bring that pain in orange.
It's interesting that he referenced oranges, though, right? Because when you normally say you can crush something as easily as something, it's pretty common.
It's a Trump metaphor.
That is the past. We don't speak of that anymore.
Right.
the long ago.
Long
Before
ago.
times. All right. So yeah, that's actually a good point about the orange being a common metaphor, and crushing an orange, because it is a common metaphor, but it's an interesting one to be threatened with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Makes
I'm gonna crush you like a
Yeah.
lean cuisine.
Like somebody who grew up around here.
Is there a lore thing that we can read into on that?
I would say that let's see, culture would apply, but really someone's got to have like moon culture for it to be appropriate.
Who here would have moon culture?
Palos, but he doesn't have culture as a
Yes,
skill.
I am uncultured.
Yeah,
I've got a pretty high culture. I'd like to roll cunning culture to kind of figure things out, because I just know this kind of enigmatic crap just off the back of my hand.
Makes sense to me.
Let me bring up.
And religion would apply here.
I do have a religion specialty. Unfortunately, like the way specialties work in this game, that would allow me to apply a bonus die to something that's not culture if it was religion appropriate.
Right.
But I'm going to go ahead and make that roll.
metagame question. How are we doing pacing wise? Do we need to kick this up, Josh, or are we
No,
good?
I think you're okay. We're ending at 2, but I think we're okay timing wise.
Cool.
We might need to kick it up a little bit here in a second, but
Okay.
that might happen.
That's going to be 3 successes.
Okay. Clearly, anyone that would have made that reference, it was either from Luna, but from Luna potentially like a few decades ago, or now. Like there's this weird like break where it like as a phrase fell out of common usage, and it started to be like pick back up again.
I'll relay that to everyone.
And my cousins are all worshiping. A bad feeling now.
So we need to determine what we need to do right now. This is a very volatile situation. We could attempt to confront this aberrant. I mean, we should be fairly equipped to deal with such a beast, or we could not. This thing could be more powerful than we know. I still have that itch in the back of my head about Evan Zuko.
Well, I think that we do need to reach out to this aberrant, right? But not because we need to necessarily destroy it, right? Because we need to drive it away. Our primary mission is to get these documents.
It's true.
Right? And maybe we could either make peace or drive it away or destroy it. I don't care whichever, but I think that aberrant is standing in the way of our future goals.
It most certainly is. Making peace with an aberrant is no small thing. It's let's say it's probably considered a war crime in many jurisdictions, but we will do what we must.
When it reached out to us, it seemed like it meant us no harm. If this is truly the aberrant.
Took over the brain of a child and threatened to crush us like an orange. I'm not going to call that an overture of
Yeah,
peace.
that's an absolute threat.
I'm not from around these parts, but
Well, it said that the universe can crush you like a grape, right? La simile, in your words, right?
Yeah, but you have to understand the arrogance of these things. When they say the universe, they generally mean themselves.
Yeah.
If this thing is truly arrogant. But
I think we keep things moving and we keep heading towards Talos's cousin. That's my vote.
I agree. I think at least conversation with occultists can lead us somewhere.
Yes, well, without a firm contact for this Evan, I believe that is probably the best we can do right now.
Yeah. So you head to Talos's cousin Alexandra's house, and as you do so, you see a Legion patrol. 3 legionnaires are like marching down the street outside the house, and they're like going door to door, making sure the doors are locked. If people aren't answering, they're just moving on. And they look at all of you like up and down for a moment. And one of them kind of stops and says, "You all have papers?"
We have badges.
I imagine you have some sort of formal, like,
Yeah.
we are part of our side orders.
I hope so, yeah.
And if not, transmission. Reach back to Earth. Grab them.
Right.
I'll simply show my focus crystal.
Ah,
Oh, is that literally what it's called?
Well,
Yeah.
for me it is.
yeah.
Okay, that's so nerdy. Do we all have a focus crystal?
Nah,
No.
that's a me thing.
Okay.
The guy kind of nods his head. He's like, "All right, be careful around these parts. Things aren't good down here right now."
We know. There's Aberrant, we've been told.
He kind of like tenses up. "No, the Aberrant's been taken care of."
Please.
We understand the
Who
aberrant
are
issue.
you talking to, soldier?
You just like Jedi mind trick him, or
No, I'm just
okay.
I'm just being weird and clairsentient.
He kind of nods. He's like, "Okay, you think it's still around? You know it's still around."
We
Let me
don't know
just-
that it isn't not around.
Let me just put it to you this way. A small child its eyes flashed red and it started speaking in a voice not its own. Unless there's a rogue telepath around.
I didn't think you went rogue.
I'm not a telepath, but
Oh, right. I didn't think they went rogue.
There we go.
exactly.
Okay.
Soldier, I understand you have orders. I understand chain of command and all that, but look around.
Yeah,
This isn't
literally
right.
looks around.
Yeah.
This isn't right. Nothing about this is right.
The fuck is he talking about? This is so creepy.
Do you need help?
We're trying to find this thing we believe is standing in our way. Something we need for the Trinity.
He nods. I could get approval to put 2 of my men on with you.
That would be very helpful, soldier. You'd be doing the universe a great favor.
Give me a minute to call it in. He picks up his radio, talks into it for a few moments. They'll be here in a minute.
Is this the part where we summon the henchmen that ultimately shoot us because this guy has mind control powers? I'm just putting that at 40%. I'm
I was just gonna ask: is this all on the level, or is this suspicious to us?
No, this is on the level. Like
Okay.
the Legion working with other Psi orders is very common. Like
Okay.
they're another Psi order, so it's not too weird. It's weirder that they're here in these numbers doing whatever it is that they're doing. Like acting like a police force is kind of weird for them. But it's not weird that they would see another group of Scions and be like, hey, we'll help you. Let's just get approval for it and do so.
So are the people we're talking to also Scions, or?
Yeah. Well, they
Yes.
might be.
Okay.
They most likely.
Okay.
At least
they're
the captain was.
Gonokinetic or whatever their obvious combat-oriented power is. Boomokinesis or something.
Boom kinesis. Yes.
Dynamitomancer. I don't know how this works in this game.
Why my brain is not coming up with it.
Telekinesis.
Because it's 1 a.m.
Biokinesis, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we got guns, and by that I mean we've got them.
Yep.
Continue on.
So you get to Alexandra's house, and Talos knocks on the door, and a few moments later, this 19-year-old girl comes to the door, and she's like, and the first thing you notice is that there's like a brief flash over her eyes, and then she says, "Oh, Talos!"
Alexandra, is this in the neighborhood?
Oh, wow, I didn't expect to see you. I got your voice message, and I was going to call you back, but I just got, busy doing stuff.
Yeah, I thought I'd just come surprise you once you didn't answer. I know that you like fun, and what's more fun than a surprise with all of these great friends?
That sounds super creepy.
She kind of nods and is like, yeah, fun. Well, not so much fun right now. I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind if you come back later?
I do mind.
Kind of like looks angry, and then like the red eye thing, like, why do you keep bothering us?
Because
Alejandro?
you're not supposed to be here.
Can I just be like, that's what I do. I bother people.
You need to leave.
No, you need to leave.
I was about to say that.
Where's your simile now?
Look, I have nothing against you. I have no desire to hurt you. I simply want to survive. And I'm asking you politely to leave me alone.
Your time here is limited, and I think you know that.
What are you doing with my whole family?
I know these people. How do you know
The
these people?
red lights go out in her eyes, and she's like, oh, that was weird. Sorry, Talos, I'm busy right now, but absolutely happy for you to come by in a little bit. Give me an hour or so.
What do you need the time for? Is there something we can help you with?
Can you do my dishes and like clean up my living room for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
She looks confused, but okay.
We are here to help humanity, and this place is a war crime. So we're going to help you deal with that. Can we do an action montage of us cleaning now? Like using
Yes.
psi powers in entirely superfluous ways? Like me being like, PU, this diaper, and I just like teleported into space.
Nice.
All right. So you clean up her house, and she's just confused. And the two soldiers are standing outside like, do you want us to come in and help with this? Like, didn't
No.
seem to be...
I'm like, no, you need to watch your guard. Something's probably coming here.
Cleanliness is next to scionliness.
And you're in there for about 45 minutes before you hear kind of like from one of the guys outside, hey, something's happening out here.
I'll drop the mop. I'm out.
The streets are full of people.
Yes. All with creepy red eyes.
All with creepy red eyes.
Duh. And we can't
And-
kill them because there would be children involved in that. So we need to
Yeah.
come up with a different, clever way of dealing with this.
And so they're all standing there out in the street, and you just hear in one voice, I gave you an out. You can take it and leave, or you can get hurt.
Is there any way to figure out where this is coming from? Can we do a psychic back channel, John? Is that a thing?
I could try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll use my enhanced attunement to try and sort of detect the core of the quantum flux.
You know what might be helpful if you worked with Talos,
Sure.
because then you could connect into the
Sure.
biosignatures of the people,
Yeah.
and maybe get back to the source that way.
Yeah, I'll absolutely hold out a hand for Talos.
Every word in that sentence sounded more made up than the one before it, and that is why Trinity is an
Sci-fi.
amazing game.
Science fiction, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I will do that and make that roll.
Can I join in? That way, if we have to get there, we can, or is that not a thing?
Mm, it could be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that actually makes sense, because
Mhm.
then you're able to help them pinpoint a location, because you've got some location sense.
Cool. So that's a total of 4 successes
Okay.
with the bonus from them.
So here's the bad news. This thing is here in all of the people.
Okay, we got a distributed Scion.
Oh no.
A distributed Aberrant, sorry.
But there is also a home chunk
Mm-hmm.
deep under, probably a kilometer underneath where you are, which is an oddly specific distance to
Yeah.
a potentially specific place.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yes.
Jean-Marie, can you feel it?
Oh, yeah. Can I feel it? Of things I have felt, that is one of them.
So
Clearly.
what becomes clear as you're getting a bead on this chunk that is deep underground is that it is in a small enclosure that's probably 10 feet by 10 feet wide, and there's lots of other objects in the space with it, which all seem to have a fibrous, plant-based texture to them.
Oof.
What?
They're books and papers.
Oh, okay.
God
Like
damn
when
it.
you said it, I'm like, oh my god, this fucker's gone crazy and has surrounded themselves with impossible burgers. Okay. I mean, my power is a portal thing. It's not a teleport thing. So I feel like it's appropriate that we dodge back inside, grab the guards, and kind of portal this in.
That sounds like a great idea.
Unless you have a better idea than that. And if this fails, the plot comes to a grinding halt, I think. So
I mean,
I'm going to use all my ST power. So what do I roll for this, John?
So you are going to roll. Let me find your character sheet.
I have a psi of 3, a transportal of 3 as well.
So you're going to roll 6 dice.
6
So-
dice. What are the odds that I fail?
Pretty high.
Yeah.
You
What do I
need
need to do with these?
3 successes.
Do I have my special? I'm going to use my special. Hold on. I need to use a special one. Use my special Mage's dice tray.
All right.
Okay.
I would like
Can I blow
to.
a point of willpower? Does that exist in this system?
It does not.
No.
I would like to use my mysterious aid
Okay.
edge to grant him 2 enhancement on the roll.
There you go.
Okay. And this is the part where I go, show me potato salad.
So yeah, basically, like from out of nowhere, I like say something or point something out to you that just like resonates with your psychic sense and allows you to push further into the space.
So you're like, your sister cheated at space basketball. And I'm like, she did.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, got it. And then I roll. So
I just say the right thing at the right time.
I got a 9, a 0, a 9, a 9, a 9, and a 0.
Oh wow! So this
I'd like
is
to, like,
this
just, yep.
is a
Hoorah.
10 again
Please.
system, so you can
Woo!
roll those 10s again.
Oh. Okay, 1 and 2. And a 2 and a 5. So
Okay, well, how many successes total?
6 plus 2 enhancement.
Wow.
We can
Okay.
open a day spa there.
So you can open up this portal. You also are able to make some choices here because you've opened the portal. The Aberrant is facing the opposite direction of where you are. You could potentially reach into the portal and pull things out without them noticing.
Can we just shoot the Aberrant? Is that
You
a thing?
Also
Is this are
shoot the
Aberrants
Aberrant.
generally shoot on sight? I feel
Yeah.
like they are, just like Solars.
Yes.
I think, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling big shoot the Aberrant energy
Okay.
right now.
The only thing about shooting in the Aberrant is that that's probably where our documents are, since there's a bunch of books down there,
Yes.
and we might.
Oh yeah, you really.
Yeah.
And if it
But
if
they're
it
space
has
guns. They don't start space fires, do they?
They could.
Lasers totally start space fires.
Since when have lasers started fires? The joke here is I literally have a 45-watt industrial laser behind me that I bought. So
Do we think that we might be able to like get in and grab the guy and pull him out?
Grab
That's not
the
gonna-
Aberrant.
The Aberrant,
and pull it
yeah.
out. It's possible, but I think you're getting the sense that would be a very bad decision.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
what about
Your
grabbing the
comments-
documents?
Your
You
common
got-
sense is tingling.
Yeah,
The documents was what I was initially.
But you
Okay,
said
yeah.
stacks of books. How many of these Johns are we gonna grab?
all right. I'd like to do least resistance to identify which of the books is the right one.
Can you least resistance a plasma rifle not lighting the books on fire? Is that also an option?
No, that would be that thing that I just did. That I can only do once a session.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
You're gonna figure out what's important, then do a grabby grab.
Yeah, that's going to be 7 successes on least resistance to identify what we're looking for amongst these books.
Wow. So you basically could reach in and grab all of the books that you need.
Hmm.
That you know, hey, this is the information that we absolutely have to have that they're looking for. All of these artifacts are the important ones,
Hmm.
but there are 5 books specifically that you're like, these are the absolute most important of these things that need to come out of here.
Yoink, 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 yoink.
Okay.
You make the
Rock them
audible woo noise like as you're doing it, but
Yep.
only in my head because I'm not that dumb. But
Okay. So you grab those books out.
Yeah.
Now what are you doing?
I feel like so
Let's
this is one of the,
let's take him up on his offer and let's get the hell out of here.
and see, no. Can I use transmission 1 to just shove that back to a point that I have a noetic contact with, which I assume I have to New York, to be like, here's your
Yes.
books.
Yep.
Okay. So I blew how many psi to do that previous John? Sorry, I keep using technical terms
Yeah,
like
it's
John.
okay. At least 2 psi. So
Okay.
Yeah, you still got a bunch left.
What is tolerance?
That's for those biological technologies. It's how much
Okay.
of them you can glom onto yourself.
Okay, I like the idea that like literally I get tired of people and I can only be not racist for so long.
no.
I'm tired of these space Russians. Okay, so that's 3. That's 2 for that. Transmission is another. Transmission, sorry, is another 1. I kind of want to duck in and just shove these books back. I'm like, the mission comes first, and everyone's like, that is never how you have acted at all. And I'm like, it's how I'm acting now.
Okay. Before you go too far,
Okay.
anyone else doing anything in particular?
So our official mission from Tanya was just to extract these documents, correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
About how long does this take? Is it a very, very quick thing? Like he
Yeah,
can grab
this
him,
happens
toss him?
in like 2 minutes, less probably, like a minute of like identification, grabbing, transport.
Okay.
Like, that happens, and it's like, and the dude hasn't even noticed yet.
The only thing, like, if I would try to be distracting the mob outside.
Like trying to talk him down, basically.
Yes, while you guys are doing this.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Can you roll me an empathy or a command? No, empathy or
Empathy.
persuasion. Persuasion. I'm just going to keep changing my mind. Persuasion would be a good skill to use.
Persuasion.
And what attribute are you going to use with it?
I'm going to say, sorry, manipulation. I'm trying to goad them into doing what we want. Okay. Pausing or misdirecting.
That's a 9 dice pool, so it's...
Oof.
Oh, so 4 successes.
Whew, there you go.
Above 8. Yeah.
Okay. So they stop for a moment, and you hear the creature say, "I am listening, but I'm telling you, you need to leave."
That is a persuasive argument, as we're just like,
and we will, but first, I'm trying to understand why you're here. The people I'm with, they don't want to know.
I'm here to protect these people, my family.
Your and who are you, might I ask? Can I have your name?
My name is Hernando Medina.
I see.
Afraid of that.
How long have you lived here?
I have lived here for 120 years.
I see. And do you have a big family, I assume?
I have the biggest family. All of these are my family.
Yeah, would it break anything if I'm like, we got the books, you guys should shoot the guy now?
That's and since you have this big family, why would you want to put them in the middle of this war zone?
I have to protect them. I have to ensure that they're not hurt.
And why don't you take them somewhere where they'd be safe instead of in the middle of a fight between gang and the state?
This is our home.
Then why don't you force out one of the other two?
That's what we're trying to do.
Kind of what he's doing.
Yeah. I'm just trying to talk it.
I understand. You're getting plot. I think the appropriate thing is we got the books. Let's shoot someone. Violence is always the answer.
I'll say, this is, if he's 120 years old, that's a bigger situation than I think we might be able to take care of. We have the legions here. We know where he is. We can convey his location to them.
A portal.
Yeah,
I'm in space.
I'm well aware. Do you have 10 plasma rifles and a mini nuke?
Okay, so this is above our play grade, even with two things.
If he's 100,
I don't know that. Josh was like, yeah, you could totally take him. Like he's like the drunk best friend at the bar. Like, no, you could totally take that guy. You took kung fu for a semester as a junior.
Yeah, I'm like.
Okay, and I'm making the bang hand motions, and you're like, no, and I'm like, and we skip gleefully away.
Yeah, basically, once all the packages have been yeeted out, I'll be like, you make a lot of sense. We should probably leave you.
We would like to subscribe to your newsletter.
No, we just want to get the hell out of here.
Okay. As you are getting everything together and are about to get out, it turns around in the room.
Every
finger guns.
It falls apart. Oh.
And you feel the portal that you're trying to close be forced open to stay open.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Awkward.
and it steps forward in the room out of the darkness that it's been hiding in. It's about 7 feet tall, and it's just this reddish, like stone and like glistening material. It looks almost like a ruby, but it's a little gooey as well. And it just like steps forward and has all these tendrils for fingers. And it just wraps the tendrils around the edge of the portal.
Close it, close it, close it, close it, close it,
And
close
you
it.
hear the voices from outside going, "Oh no, you didn't."
That's kind of ambiguous. So I mean, is this something where I can force of will this? Do they shoot and we try and hope that it closes? Do we just book?
You have all of those options, but it is initiative at this stage.
Oh boy.
Yes.
So you need to roll the lower of your athletics and cunning or empathy and dexterity.
What? What?
That is what the
What?
rule book says.
Wait, what? Athletics or dexterity?
Or
Two.
empathy and dexterity, or athletics and cunning.
The lower.
The lower of those two.
Okay.
Repeat. Break down for me real slow, boss.
Okay.
Athletics plus dexterity.
Athletics
or
plus cunning. Or
Athletics plus
empathy
cunning.
plus dexterity.
Empathy.
Oh, plus.
Plus dexterity. So 3 dice for me.
Me too.
Well, empathy?
Yes.
Hey,
sir.
you're reading the room. You're reading.
I need to talk to Danielle Lozon about this. This is a very weird choice. 1 success, or is this a take the highest value, divide by 2, add your birthday?
Credit card number.
The
Yeah.
amount of successes you get.
1.
1.
Okay.
0.
Oh. Well.
Now you
All
roll
right.
your 72 dice for your aberrant. Like we just hear it sounds like you dumping out like a 20-pound bag of rice of dice.
No, there are never that many dice, even for.
You're like, nope,
villains.
he's got scale on you.
Yes.
Does this guy have mega dexterity or mega empathy? Great, mega
Mm.
empathy.
Maybe. Oh wow, though. Well, that's all ones.
Oh,
So-
okay.
As he's reaching out, he gets caught on the portal's edges.
Yeah, people never they're surprisingly sharp.
Right, and the
It's like an aluminum can.
I can't remember what the edge of a wormhole is called now, but
Event
Event Horizon,
Event Horizon, he gets caught on
ladies. Awkward. Yeah.
it. And Conrad, Talos' turn first.
Okay, so we're all inside of 10 by 10 foot room. Is that what you said? Or is it 20 by 20?
No, we're
Yeah.
we're in your cousin's house.
You're in your cousin's house. The creature is in the 10 by 10 foot room, like space. And there is a portal connecting you to that space from your cousin's apartment / house.
Okay.
You're in her living room.
Spray some bleach in his face.
Okay.
That'd be great if you're just like mop attack. Ah! Space mop.
So I'm internally torn. Where now
Just
this
pick
is
one.
like
Run with it. It's a one
my-
shot. Who cares if we all die?
it's like my great grandfather or something.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Okay. Emotionally torn, not system
Yeah.
torn. Got
Probably
it.
great uncle. to
Great
be honest,
uncle.
But yeah.
Yeah,
He's lived a long and
Terrible
demented
life.
yeah. He's a great uncle, but he's also like coming
Not
out
so
saying,
great, am I
"I'm
right?"
protecting your whole family."
By
He's
mind
like,
controlling them.
But he doesn't know that you're his family right now.
It's true.
At least he's not mime controlling, because then he would go through that. No, sorry, I'll stop now.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Okay,
so- Any thoughts on an action?
He's also basically literally the devil.
Yeah, I'd shoot my uncle under those circumstances, mostly because my uncle still owes me money, but that's unrelated to
okay,
this
so
game.
he's like objectively evil. So I may have like misunderstood.
It
Okay.
seems like, I don't know, there is a little bit of moral ambiguity here.
Okay.
But aberrants are normally bad news. But yeah, sorry, I actually do want you to know that there is a little bit of ambiguity
Yeah,
there.
fair enough.
No, and we're like, no ambiguity. This is not a simile.
Okay.
They just took his stuff. And like, he's
So
bad.
how many edges can I look at simultaneously? So I'm looking at like adrenaline spike where this big like monster just appeared in the room or coming through a portal. I also just found out it's my great uncle. I feel like my adrenaline will be spiking.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
also have rapid response protocols where
That's
I'm
for getting help actually from other people within your order. That's like an ambulance service almost.
So that wouldn't apply to say like the Legion outside.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. So I think I want to just try to drop kick this thing back through the portal.
Okay.
That sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. So that would be close combat, and you get to decide which attribute you use here.
Resolve, I think.
Resolve the shit out of this.
Yeah. All this new information. And yeah, my adrenaline spiking. I think, yeah.
Okay. So you're just like, this is what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
He needs to be, for the safety of the crew here in this moment, he must be forced back through the portal.
Okay. Roll it.
Okay. So that would be resolve plus close combat plus adrenaline spike.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, adrenaline spike's going to give you 2 enhancement, I believe.
Okay,
So,
great.
Roll your 5 dice, and then if you get 1 success, you get those as 2 free successes.
Okay, cool.
What I heard you say is, "You shall not pass." Putting that out there.
1 success.
Okay. So
You mean 3 successes?
So
counts
3
as
successes.
3 successes. You kick at one of its tendrils, like sticking out on the other edge of the event horizon, and you boom with your boot, and it just crunches and cracks and breaks away, and it slips slightly. So technically, at this point, we're going to go with popcorn initiative, where you get to decide who's going to go next.
Okay, definitely John Marie, who I think would probably try to replicate the insane move I just did.
Okay.
Or just try and close the portal.
I think you should pass initiative to the people with plasma rifles. I'm just putting that out there.
We do have these 2 guards here, and they will run likely.
I like the way you held up your arms. You're like, we got 2 guards. Truth and justice.
Terry, it's your action.
Do I want to scion us on out of here, or
You could try and close the portals. That would require another roll.
I guess I'm gonna have to try and close the portals, because then I open the new portal, and then people have to go through it, and you have to check your bags, and you can't have more than 3.4 ounces. Yeah, fluids with you. So, what is that dice pool again? You said 6 dice.
6 dice. Yep.
6 dice.
And you got to spend a psi point.
I will spend a psi point. I grabbed a die that was keeping track of my psi points. 5. Okay, 6 dice. Show me potato salad. I got 1 success. Read 'em and weep.
You could succeed with a complication.
Yes.
Okay. Gain a momentum.
Yes. Crap.
The
Another die.
portal starts to collapse, and it steps all the way out.
Yeah.
And now you have this 8-foot tall monstrosity in the room with you.
That doesn't seem like succeeding with a complication. That really seems like failing.
You
Because,
succeeded at closing the portal, Terry.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know we were using you get 3 wishes rules.
And the
Okay.
portal closes.
Okay.
Who is going next at this stage? Who are you picking
People
to
with
go
the
next?
plasma rifles.
Okay.
Actually, what I would like to do is I'd like to go and I'd like to use hinder on it, so I can just basically slap a difficulty on what it tries to do.
It suddenly questions the choices it's made in life.
Yeah,
so far.
basically, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna make that roll. Spend my psi.
Spin my side.
Okay. I have a pool of 4 difficulty I can slap on it when it tries to do something.
Oh, nice. Okay, and so you take that action, and then the 2 legionnaires are going to shoot at it. Let's see if the mooks do anything.
Where did that term
wow.
come from? I always use the term mook, and I feel like it's secretly racist.
I'm gonna say probably noir.
Okay.
Like it seems noirish.
Okay. It's not short for like Mookintosh or anything like that. Or
I don't think
Mookinese
so,
or something.
no.
Okay.
Like most narrative things, it's probably racist at some level. So
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
got it.
potentially.
Did you literally drop your dice?
I did, and then I picked it up with my feet. Oh, well,
Nice.
I got 6 successes with one guy, and then
Woo!
botched with the other guy.
it happens.
The beam's like, ping! Like, I didn't even know you could do that.
So the monstrosity will take an injury, and then the other guy's gun literally explodes, taking him and the other legionnaire out.
Taking him and the other thing I have to keep track of in combat are now out of the fight.
Yes.
Okay.
Mary, it is her action.
It sure is, but I think that
you
we are
like-
past the points of diplomacy.
Yes.
Tell me a little
so-
bit about yourself.
Yeah, so
Very cramped in there. Do you get vitamin D somehow? Do you have a seasonal effective light?
what I'm gonna
No.
do is the 2 mooks with guns, right? Do they have
Mhm.
pistols strapped to their side?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna attempt to just pull one of those out and shoot the bad guy.
Okay. So you don't have any aim.
I do not.
So what attribute are you going to use to fire this weapon?
Very bad with 0G toilets.
Can I? So I'm gonna argue my intellect
Okay.
because I'm sure that I have been through like a basic training sort of scenario where I learned all about the inside, outsides, aiming, everything like that. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
So you can make this roll with a complication.
Excellent.
So there's 1 complication on it. You need 2 successes.
2 successes. Oh god. Thank you.
Okay. So you shoot. You don't have enough to actually cause an injury condition because you need to have 1 more to impose an injury condition. So it would go to the top of the round, who is Talos.
So the 2 that have been taken out, is there any chance my vitakinesis does anything on them to bring them back into battle?
You could. Well, the problem is not that they are hurt, though they are a little bit. They're like the one's gun exploded, so he's not gonna be able to do much with no gun. The other one you could try and heal and get him back in the fight.
I'll just swing with my vibroblade.
Okay.
I'll just get in the mix.
So close combat.
Okay,
And what attribute are you going to use?
Yeah, I think I want to go with resolve again. That is, I've now that I've seen the 2 guards go down very quickly, and I think I'm more to save my family in my mind. I need to render my great uncle Dunzo.
Okay.
Technical term.
Yes.
So where about on its body are you attacking? Like, are you striking the center, trying to like cut it? Are you trying to like cut its arms? Just generally curious where you would aim for.
So just Would I know that his brain might be in a different location,
Yeah,
or
it's vaguely humanoid shaped, but it's certainly not normal humanoid shape. So who knows
Okay.
where its organs are?
it's just straight for the center then?
Okay.
Right in the space junk.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, make that roll. Close combat and resolve.
Okay. One, two successes.
Okay. So you hit it, but you do not get enough successes to cause an injury condition to him. So they're potentially set up for a situation where it will get hurt, but not yet. Who do you want to go next?
Okay. Let's go with Mary.
Uh,
What was your mother like? Just spitballing. Just tell us where you came from.
so I have a question. Before the mission, we got like NVGs, right, or
Yes.
something equivalent.
Yep.
What's an
I'm
NVG?
gonna shout to the group.
Night vision goggles.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna shout to the group, go in dark, right? If I can do this, and use my technokinesis to shut out any lights
Okay.
or any system like
Doesn't
that.
this thing literally glow?
Yeah, but it might
It's
help.
more of an ambiance thing. Got it.
Yeah.
Like
What thing?
The creature itself glows slightly red.
That's perfect though, because then we have a giant target.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for us, if it doesn't
Yeah,
see us in the dark,
it's fairy fire. We all get advantage on the roll.
yeah.
that's what I'm hoping for.
Let me use cantrip. Well, we already tried speak with animal earlier. So
Oh, never mind. One success, so complication. I'll take that.
Is it a 10?
It was a 9.
Oh, okay.
But question: did I get a momentum earlier with a complication?
Yes.
I forgot to mark that down. That's what I was just about to ask.
Okay.
Can I mark that off?
And you want to use it here?
Yeah.
Yep. And you can roll another die.
And then hopefully it's a 10, and they explode.
Yeah, they do.
do it. Yep.
Okay.
10 again.
8.
Okay. Nice. So that's 3 successes total. Fantastic.
Excellent.
So all the lights go out, everything electronic let's just say like half-mile radius, so you don't turn off the life support, goes out. And it's pitch dark except for this glowing red thing. Who's going next?
I'll pop it over to Alejandro.
Well, I was waiting for it to go so I could use the thing that I just did, but I'll shoot it because that's just a thing that hangs on me until its action. Let's see here. Yeah, so I would like to roll with my cunning because I know where to hit it because of psychicness.
I'll accept that as an
I
argument.
use my plot wand and wave it over the target. Okay.
It's 1:30 in the morning where I'm at. That seems logical.
Fair enough. Okay, so that's gonna be 4 dice.
Sleep deprived dad logic says this is acceptable.
That is a botch.
Oh,
How do you botch?
I
So-
rolled 3 1s and a 2.
I thought you said ones didn't take away successes in the system.
They don't
No, they
take
don't.
away, but they do cause a botch if you don't roll any successes.
Oh, okay.
So you get 2 momentum,
Oh,
and let's see, your gun jams.
okay.
Space gun jams.
Yeah, my space gun jams. That happens.
Space gun jam. That's a new movie with
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Come on and slam. And if it's doing something, it's got a +4 difficulty.
Yeah, it botches. So it is attempting to like slap at all of you with its tentacles. It's trying to get like a mass tentacle whip, basically, and it just tangles itself up.
It tries to do its
Own
finishing
hands.
move.
Yeah,
And yeah,
fails miserably.
the telenentacles.
And I believe it's Jean-Marie's turn.
I'm thinking we kind of book at this point. I don't know about you, but we can't really damage it. So I think the run around the corner and teleport away option is a good one. What are the escape rules for this system?
Yeah, you can build a portal and see if you can get out of there.
You can also use your emergency exit edge, and basically call upon your side order to get them have them get us out of here.
That says that takes between 1 minute and 1 hour.
Fair enough.
So we can all be ketchup stains in
Fair
that
enough.
period of time. Now, like we have no idea how fast this thing moves. Do we just book back to Earth? Like I can use my vibro things, but I get a whopping 2 dice to do that. So how does weapon damage work in this thing?
You really need to get enough successes to impose an injury condition, and it requires 2 successes just to hit it.
Yeah.
So.
And when I do, what does EN mean?
Enhancement.
Okay. Got it. So I've got my sonic blade, and I've got 2 dice. So I would need to get at least 1 success, blow my momentum, get to impair, optionally non-lethal. Ooh. Concealable, grapple, melee, optionally non-lethal. So I mean, best case scenario, I'm rolling 3 dice if I blow my momentum by using. I don't have any dots in close combat, so it's close combat plus dexterity or something like that, or do I get to arbitrarily pick one?
You get to decide which.
That's so weird in this system.
It's one of the parts I love about it.
It's how am I intelligencing my way through this?
There are lots of ways to logic it.
You and I have had this discussion though.
Yes.
So table, do we want to try and teleport out because this thing is above our pay grade, or do I try and do one heroic swing at it with 6 dice?
Heroic swing.
Yeah,
okay,
it's a one shot.
Okay, got it. Thank you. You've used it. It's a simile. No, it's a one shot. Okay, I'm gonna blow my momentum. I get this many die.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna intelligence my way through it because I'm like, this guy fights like a drunken marmoset, a space marmoset. And when I used to get in drunken space marmoset fights, this is the technique I used because I need to defend my tribe of space Muslims from space marmosets. That's actually in my character sheet, so I feel justified in saying that.
Everything except for the space marmosets is on your character sheet.
Everything is in there. Like the sentence you had earlier where it sounded like you were just making up every word. So that gives me 6 dice where I'm like, form of person who kicks marmosets.
Give him the Widowmaker.
Yes. I'm like, we call this the Widowmaker. 990.
Oh, roll that 0 again.
And then a bunch of smaller ones. I hate the exploding zeros. 8. So I got 4 plus I have 2 enhancement for my weapon. That's 6. And like, what's the one where like you get enough successes that you can like buy a plot hook or something like that?
Well, you beat it. You have beat the difficulty, which was 2.
Yay!
You have enough enough over that to impose 4 different conditions.
Okay.
So which could all be injury conditions, which would probably destroy it.
Okay, we're going to do that. But like, what were my options if I were like, is there one where you can be like, oh, you're going to second guess all the choices you made in middle school? Like, what are the conditions?
You could do a bunch of different things. Conditions usually are for a weapon are injury conditions, though.
Okay, or I can make their gun jam.
Right.
Okay, which they don't have. So, okay, yeah, I'm just going to be like, imbued by the power of my people in the New Jersey State Fish and Game Commission, I banish you back to the specifically customary 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot. Why do you people not use the metric system? It is 21010 yet. And then just do that. And then like it hits it and it makes a vibrating noise. And like you can kind of see the thing starting to pulsate back and forth. And I'm like, I've never actually used one of these. And like, little bits of the crystalline self start like chipping off, and we don't hear it scream like its mouth thing like opens, but we hear it in our heads, and the people outside scream, and it is blood curdling because it is like women and children and the elderly, and I suppose men by extension also screaming, and like the dogs in the neighborhood are also like, arr! And then there's the lone cat like, I don't care about this, I'm a cat, and we're like, dick. And then what happens?
So, and then it stops and collapses into a heap of human form.
Aw. You're like, no, my granduncle who I just discovered.
And there is this elderly Hispanic man lying on the floor.
Well, like, okay. Obviously dead.
Still living.
Oh, okay.
At least
Then
for a moment.
Yes.
I'm gonna vitakinesis him immediately.
Wait,
Okay.
what is that? Is that make him not dead or make him super dead?
Make him not dead.
Wait, that's literally the opposite of what we've been trying to do.
Pump it up.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll take it from here. And I'm like, good.
Yeah.
He's going to, and I'm just like, like doing the snap the neck motion. And you're like, oh yeah. And then you're like,
Round two.
Telekinesis powers.
Force lightning healed.
Yeah.
Right.
Are there unbullets in the system?
So you've got 4 dice to roll for your heal.
Why are you saving the guy we just tried to kill? Is this one of those
So
things
this
where we
is-
see what he's doing and we have to take him out?
Hold on a second.
If you
Okay,
think I'm
sorry.
betraying you, I guess. It's my great uncle. I'm just trying.
I just found out about him. I can't just because he mentally dominated an entire region of people and set off a civil war doesn't mean I don't still love him.
One success on the 4 dice.
So you can succeed with a complication.
I will.
Okay.
You just fail. Why are you saving?
So you heal him enough to like stabilize him, and he looks up at you, and he goes, "Good." And your eyes become red, and you both disappear.
Oh, that I can deal with. Okay.
And that is where we're going to end everything.
Oh, crap.
Oh, do the vibroblades go like snick? Can they?
They
Can they?
yes.
Okay, thank you. Just for me. Also, shout out to the 7 people who watched that. Thank you for dealing with us. I'm Not Really Here is back.
Oh boy.
Yeah.